word came to Jeremiah from the Lord, saying, Hear the words of this covenant.
I don't need no man. A man can't do anything for me. Anything he can do, I can do for myself. So I'm really not trying to, no.
But the word
I can
said,
no. I can do it myself. I really don't need no man to do anything for me.
Peace to the television audience. When it comes down to selecting a mate, there are a lot of options out there for brothers. And just now, you saw two different types of women. I want to share with you today a message entitled, The Type of Woman Worth Bringing Home. Come on into the main sanctuary so you could make the right choice. And thanks for tuning into A Word for the Times.
A word for the times, a word for the times with Kerwin. A word for the times, a word for the times with Kerwin. A word for the times, a word for the times with Kerwin. A word for the times.
And for a few minutes, I want to preach from this subject matter, the type of woman worth bringing home. The type of woman worth bringing home. There are 50 chapters in the book of Genesis, and I encourage you sooner than later that you would go through the book in its entirety. Today we find ourselves at chapter 24. And the significant piece of information about Genesis chapter 24 is that of the 50 chapters in the book of Genesis, Genesis chapter 24 is the longest of all of them. There is no other chapter in the book of Genesis that has at least 67 verses. And I encourage you during your time of study, your time of devotion, your moments of intimacy with God, I strongly suggest that you read Genesis chapter 24 in its entirety. In a nutshell, it is a story of how a servant goes out to find a wife for his master's son. That's Genesis chapter 24. It's a story. It's a story, Darnitra, of how a servant whose name we do not know goes out to find a wife for his master's son. His master's name is Abraham, and the son's name is Isaac. So long story short, the servant found somebody for Isaac. Long story short, he found somebody. He found some, and he found her in the field. And when Isaac met her, Isaac brought her home. Isaac brought her home. The woman's name was Rebecca, and she exemplifies the type of woman worth bringing home. And that's what I want to talk about. And next week I want to talk about the type of man worth bringing home. All right, grab your outline. Here it is, Mother Davis. Here it is. Number one, grab your outline. A woman that prioritizes virtuousness around men is worth bringing home. A woman that prioritizes virtuousness around men is worth bringing home. How many of y'all are lost already? Here's number two. A woman that prioritizes graciousness around men is worth bringing home. Number one, a woman that prioritizes what? Virtuousness. Number two, a woman that prioritizes. All right, here's the last one. Here's number three. A woman that prioritizes submissiveness. Ooh, you're looking for your purse now. You're trying to leave now. Submissiveness. And all the men in here said? And all the women said, whatever. All right, write this down, write this down, write this down. I'm going to show you in the text. Boy, I wish I could walk you through this whole thing. Answer number one was what? Virtue is this. Will you write this word down? Morality. Morality. A woman worth bringing home is a woman that got morals. A woman worth bringing home is a woman that ain't a loose woman. Morality. All right, on the number two, what was your answer for number two? What was your number two? Graciousness. Write this down, write this down, write this down, write this down. Hospitality. Hospitality. Graciousness. Hospitality. Brothers ain't interested in a mean, hard woman. Come on, I'm trying to help you, brother. You need to help me. I mean, I'm rough, hard. Some of y'all like, where were you 10 years ago? All right, let's do three. Let's do three. Number one is her morality. Number two is her hospitality. Answer number three is submissiveness. Write this word down. Personality. Preach, Pastor. A submissive personality. And that's what Rebecca was. That's what Rebecca was. Here it is, June. Look at verse 10. Look at verse 10. Put up verse 10. Put up verse 10. Remember verse 9, he gets the instructions. He gets the guidance. And verse 10 says that he sets out. He sets out. He sets out. Then he loaded 10 of Abraham's camels with all kinds of expensive gifts from his master, and he traveled to Mesopotamia. Make note that he travels over 500 miles. Over 500 miles. He travels over 500 miles with 10 camels with him. This took months to do. And somebody needs to understand what God is trying to do for you. You can't get it done in one day. You can't get it done in 1 hour. What God is doing for you, it's a process. God is not trying to microwave all your situations. He's trying to marinate you. Because if you just get microwaved and not marinated, you will look good on the outside, but as soon as somebody bite in you, he sets out. He sets out, he sets out, he sets out, he sets out, he sets out. Maybe I'll get to it at 12:30, but as he sets out, this servant, you know what you discover? His supplication. His supplication. He prays. He says, God, give me success. His supplication. God, give me success. Not only do you see his supplication, but you see his adoration. Because when he sees the person that God gives for his master's son, he worships God. It's his supplication, it's his adoration, but you also see his determination. He's not going to give up until he finishes what his master told him to do. He sets out. He sets out. And he prays. He prays. Don't miss it. He goes to a well. Catch it, horse. He goes to a well because it's the place where women come out to draw water. Will you quit looking for women at only places guys go to? I'm trying to help somebody recognize why you ain't got nobody. If you're a woman, quit looking for men at places where only women go to. I recommend as a woman, you go to a sporting event. Go to a basketball game. And in the middle of the game, just jump up and say, touchdown. What is every brother going to do? What is every brother going to do? He's going to look at you. And while he's looking, say, I'm sorry. Boy, somebody writing that down like, when the next game, Pastor? He goes to the well, and he prays. And Rebecca comes out. Look at verse 15 and 16. Put it up on the screen. It's on your outline. It says, before he finished praying, Rebecca came out. Before he finished praying. God will answer your prayer while you're still praying. Before you finish praying, the job is already there. Before you finish praying, the bills have already been paid. Before you finish praying, the grown folks had already moved out the house. Before you finish praying, the opportunity is in front of you. Before he finished praying, Rebecca came out. And watch it. Watch verse 16. Watch it, Kincaid. She was beautiful and she was a virgin. Nobody has slept with her. Do you see her morality? Do you see her virtuousness? She had beauty and virginity. That's a hard hack to find today. Come on now. She had beauty, Wayne, and she had virginity. Sometimes you meet them and they are beautiful, but not a virgin. And then sometimes you meet them and they're a virgin. I got to go, y'all. They ain't beautiful. And we're living in a day now where women are being trained to believe that hospitality won't get you nowhere. And it's still correct to say please. It's still correct to say thank you. It's still correct to serve a man. Fellas, don't leave me out here. You told me to say this. Now I'm saying it. And it's okay to cook and serve a man. It's okay to draw his water. It's okay to keep a clean house. I felt something right over here. Row 4, seat 5. Hospitality. Hospitality. Watch this. And you know what the servant did? He started praising God. He said, this is the woman. This is the woman. And he breaks her off something. Read it. He gives her a bracelet. He gives her a nose ring. Some of y'all are like, what verse is that, man? What verse? Read it, read it, read it, read it. He gives her a bracelet. He gives her a nose ring. And he is traveling with his master's resources. So this ain't no fake gold. This real stuff. And he goes and meets her dad, her brother, and he shares, I'm on assignment. I'm on assignment. Watch this. And they say, she can go with you. She can go with you. I'm going to fast forward. They say she can go with you. And they say, let her stay here 10 days. Let her stay here 10 days. Let her stay here 10 days. Then she can go with you. He says, no. I'm on assignment from my master. Now, Chris, put up 57. Put up 57. Look at what they say. 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 Verse 57. Look what they say. They say, okay, we will call her and we'll ask her what does she want to do. Put up verse 58. Look at what Rebecca says. And they said, Rebecca, are you willing to go with the man? And she said, yes. Because you got to know when God has set that thing up. You got to know when God has laid it out. You got to know when your opportunity is knocking at the door. She's sensitive enough to know this is of God. Yes, I will go. Put up 61. Put up 61. Watch her submissiveness. Then Rebecca and her servant girls mounted the camels. Here's what I want to show you. And followed the man. Follow the man. Don't miss it. she didn't try to lead the man. Come on, brothers. Y'all told me to say that too. Come on. She followed the man. She followed the man. Let me show you something. Dave, come here 1 second. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Earl, come here 1 second. Come here. Come here. Come here 1 second. Come here. Phyllis, come here. Come here. Come here. Come on. Dre, come here real quick. Earl, just, yeah, right there. You stay right next to Earl. Stay right next to Earl. Dre, you stand right next to Dave. Phyllis, you stand right here. All right, here we go. Watch this. Let me give you this and we go. This is God. This is a picture of God. Just for these next 7 minutes, this is God. This is Jesus. This is man. This is husband. This is wife. Stand by your man. Come on now. All right. Watch this. God is head of Christ. Christ is head of man. Man is head of woman. That's Bible. Chris, put up 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3. It's called divine order. Divine order. God is the head of Christ. Christ is the head of man. Man is the head of woman. We like to say woman is the head of children, but that ain't in the Bible. It stops right there. It stops right there. It says that God is the head of Christ. Christ is the head of man. Man is the head of woman. There it is on the screen. It's called divine order. Watch this. These two never move because these two are so secure in who they are. They know their role. God never steps out of place. Christ never steps out of place. But there's always movement between these two. Man and woman are always moving. Now, sometimes movement takes place because sometimes the woman, the wife, has a degree and the man don't. So she'll move him out of place and she will step up and try to become his head because she make more money than him. Preach, Pastor. Now, it's still order, but it ain't divine order. And you won't get the blessings you're supposed to get if you're not in the right order. So when God turns to Christ, Christ is there. And when Christ turns looking for man, woman then took his place. Headship is not based on who know Bible. Headship is not based on who make the most money. Headship is based on what God is saying. But watch this. Sometimes woman don't move man out of place. Sometimes man, because he ain't ready for responsibility, won't stay in his place. Oh, look at all the women want to talk now. Y'all wasn't saying nothing when y'all pushed him out of place. Sometimes man's so sorry he just won't stand in his place. And woman, being as smart as she is, she gonna step up. But it's still out of order. And you can't get the blessings you're supposed to get unless you're in the right order. So watch this. When a woman is single and there's no man, Christ is her head. She's single. She has no man. Christ is her head. So what does Christ do? He provides for her. He communicates with her. He makes ways for her. He opens doors for her. He wakes her up in the morning. Now, if Christ has been doing all this, why is she going to go get a man that don't know Christ? Because when you get a man that don't know Christ, now neither one of y'all are connected to Christ. But if she's been getting taken care of by Christ, she needs to evaluate every man. Can you do what my God can do? Can you do what my Christ can be? You ain't gonna get all of this and take my life backwards because I can do bad all by myself. So if the brother don't know Christ, let him go. Watch this. And when man comes, Christ gives man away, woman away to man. And they in divine order. And watch this. Chris, put up 62, put up 63. Let me close. I got 90 seconds left. Put up 62, put up 63. Look at what he says. Look at what it says. So the servant went and got the woman. And Isaac was at home. Put up 63. And one day Isaac was in the fields meditating. Note if Isaac wasn't at the mall passing out cards. Isaac wasn't driving down the street with his rim spinning and his life standing still. Isaac was in the field meditating on God and looked up and his woman was coming. If you want God to send somebody to your life, you focus on God and let God send the person for you instead of you trying to do it yourself. Because when you do it yourself, you'll ask God, take them away. And Isaac looked up and he saw the Campbells coming. 64, let's close this. And Rebecca looked up, and when she saw Isaac, what'd she do? Jumped off that camel. Jumped off that camel. She jumped off that camel. She jumped off that camel before one of her servants jumped off. Put up 67. Let me close right here. She said, who is that man? And Isaac brought Rebecca into his mother Sarah's tent. She became his wife and he loved her. Catch this, Elaine. He married her, then he fell in love with her. He didn't love her and then married her. Because in those days, weddings were arranged. We pick our people. But isn't it amazing, Phyllis, that they arranged theirs and they stayed together longer than we picking. He loved her deeply. And she was a special comfort to him after the death of his mother. Which means God always knew that Sarah was going to die. And that Isaac was going to need the right kind of woman to comfort him. To comfort him. To comfort him. So watch this. If you got a man that don't know Christ, he's still your head. He's still your head. Watch this. So what do you do to get him closer to Christ? You push him. You push him to get him closer to Christ. Watch this. Here's what you don't do to get him closer to Christ. You don't beat him with the Bible. That's where a lot of women mess up. Beating your man with the Bible. What pastor said today. Don't you be saying that. Don't you be going home talking about me and now he got an attitude with me because you talk more about me than you talk about him. And then he coming here looking for me. I'm going to say, I don't know you. I never said that. I'm on your side. I don't know your wife. You push him. And you push him by being a woman with morals. You push him by being a woman with hospitality. You push him by following him. Why you want to dress up and look good going to work and don't look good at home? Why you want to put on a matching set when you going to the doctor? That's all of my time. Thanks for your time. Everybody standing across the side. Y'all wasn't ready for that last part, huh? Tell every woman around you, be a woman of virtue. Don't let this message fall on deaf ear. It's not just for women, it's for everybody. It's hard for women to be more moral when men are loose. If men are heads, then men set the example on how to submit. You know what I believe with all my heart? This is what I practice in my home. I give in where I can. I stand where I have to. I don't make a big deal out of everything. I give in where I can because I need to show Yolanda what submission looks like by being able to submit to her. But when you're a brother, you make everything a big deal. You play your trump card the first day. Give in where you can, submit where you get to the point that where you stand, they see that's really important to you. But you can't make everything a big deal. I bet we won't go to McDonald's. Give in. Sometimes you submit, sometimes she submits, sometimes both of you submit. Here it is. You want to get carpet. You want black, she wants gray. How can you submit? Get gray. How can she submit? Get black. How can both of you submit? Get a different color. Or get a mix. I want to give somebody a chance today to submit to the Lord. Repeat after me, Lord, I pray for this whole row. Anybody needs Christ in their life? Church like Berean, changing how they live. When I finish praying, give them courage and strength to put their pride aside and walk up front so you can better their whole life. Do it now, whether male or female. In Jesus' name, amen. We're turning. Hey, once again, I'm all out of moments, but I'm never out of message. And I pray that this word ministered to you. Why not contact our church office or go online so that you can get this message in its entirety? Because I don't want you to be guilty of making the wrong choices. Come on and join us next week as I go to part 2 of this message, the type of man worth bringing home. That's all of my time. Thanks for your time. And as always, you've been watching A Word for the Times.
For the Times. Berean Christian Church is one church in 3 counties. In DeKalb County, we're located at 2201 Young Road, Stone Mountain, Georgia. In Gwinnett County, we're located at 1465 High Point Road, Snellville, Georgia. In Henry County, we're located at 171 Collier Road, Stockbridge, Georgia. To receive this message in its entirety or other dynamic messages by Dr. Kerwin B. Lee, please call 770-593-4421 or toll free 877-7-ACTS-17. That's 877-722-8717. Or visit us on the World Wide Web at BereanChristianChurch.org.